Hi, I'm Patrick here at NAB 2026 looking at the new Mavis Studio app for the iPad. This is launching at NAB and I'm going to take you through what it is and how it works. So this is all about doing true live production on your iPad. So what we have is four external inputs here. These are actually being driven by NDI, so we're using NDI to bring these signals in. We've got three that are just running off a machine, and then we have a live input here off this camera. So we can cut those cameras, so I can cut on program, there you go, I can cut it, I can cut on preview, I can use this cut button here to actually cut those, or I can mix it using the mix button. We can bring in cameras using different inputs, so we can find nearby Mavis cameras, we can use Mavis Cloud Hub to bring cameras in, and we can also find NDI devices, and that's what we're using here to get our sources into our show today. These are four external inputs, but we also have a number of internal inputs. So what I have here is a graphic, so I can cut to that graphic and I can load that graphic in using the standard iPad file system to bring it in. We've got colours. We also have a media player, so I can actually run video, so there's a video running there. I can scrub that back. And then we have this. This is a web rendered graphic that we can either cut to full screen, or I can actually overlay that graphic onto our program source. And this is really interesting because what it is this is a web page, so we can create dynamic HTML graphics that we can then key over the top of our program. So we can do lower thirds, or we can do data-driven graphics. We actually have two banks of multi-views, so we have other media players, layouts, more image players, and you can explore that when you download it. So that allows us to do pictures, but what about audio? So if I push the audio tab here, we have an audio mixer, and I can just make that bigger. You can see we've got a 16-channel desk, we've got each camera brings in 2 channels of audio. We have things like EQ, pan gain. We can also do groups, so I can actually group faders, and then I can go to the home screen, I can turn a group on, I can do gain control, so I can change the gain of one of those groups. So it's a really easy way of being able to control audio. So we've got pictures, we've got audio, but how do we actually transmit this out to our viewers? Well, we can record it locally onto the iPad, we can stream it to, say, YouTube or Twitch or SRT, but we also have other outputs. So we've got this big monitor here, and we've actually driving this using NDI. So we've got the ability to do NDI output and HDMI output. And the interesting thing about these is we can actually change how they are being driven. I can actually use a video matrix here to change the source that's driving the NDI output. So I can actually select, say, program clean, and you can see nothing's changed until I put the graphic on. And now what we've got is a graphic that's going on program, and that might be going out to YouTube, and our NDI output here has got the clean output, which doesn't include the graphic, so that could go to, say, a monitor in the venue. So that's just a quick overview of some of the features in Mavis Studio. There's plenty more that you can have a go on when you download it. Mavis Studio is a free download available on the App Store.